Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our extraordinary general meeting of shareholders, CD Project. Before we move on to the agenda, let me ask the company handling the voting system to briefly inform you about how to use it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. All of you entitled to voting received a tablet. In the main window of the app, it has two buttons: your data, where you can check who you represent, how many votes and shares you have, and in the second tab you will find all the documents necessary for resolutions. Once we vote, you will be able to see three decision buttons. Yes means vote in favor, WSP abstention, and no voting against. After pressing on the button, you will be redirected to another window and you will have to confirm your decision. So please confirm if the choice was right. If you made a mistake in step 1, you can move back by clicking powrót, return, and then you have to reselect the right button, and you won't be able to choose once more. So please make sure the second time round your choice is right. Should you have any problems, please approach us. Happy to help. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now I am opening the extraordinary general meeting of the project group. Let me start with choosing the chairperson, and I would like to ask you for your candidates. I would like to report the candidacy of Katarzyna Szwarc, chairperson of the supervisory board. Thank you. I agree to be the candidate. Are there any other candidates? If no, let's move on to voting.
Oddano
56,327,443 valid votes were cast from 56,327,000 shares, representing 55.896 and so on % of the share capital. In favor, 100%, 56,327,440, 56 million, of course, 327,000. Votes in favor. Thank you so much for choosing me, and now we are determining that the general meeting has been validly convened and is empowered to undertake binding decisions. I would like to ask you to print out the list of attendees and submit it to me. And let me inform you that today's meeting was convened by means of the current report of the company 49/2022 dated 22nd of November 2020. 2022. And on that same day, on the website, the company published the announcement, and thus the general meeting has been convened correctly. Draft resolutions for today were published by means of two current reports, current report 50/2022 from 22nd of November 2022, and when it comes to resolution number 5, a draft resolution was modified upon request of a shareholder, and the current report on that matter was published on the 13th of December 2022. This was a current report number 56. The company also published a plan of merger of the company with CD Projekt Red Store and two notifications of shareholders on the intention to merge, and thus the agenda for today covers voting on the merger of both companies. Today we have how many shareholders present or represented? I have just the number of shares, but not the number of shareholders. So present or represented shareholders who exercise their right to vote. So 397 shareholders of 56,327,443 shares and votes, which is 55.8% of the share capital. So thus this meeting is empowered to undertake binding decisions. The list of attendees will be available if you want to see it. After the meeting, you can address the company to obtain a copy of the list of attendees. Now I suggest to proceed in the following way. I won't be reading out the draft resolutions. We will just be voting on the resolutions published by the management board unless someone wishes the draft resolution to be read out. Of course, you can submit your own draft resolutions, and we will proceed them in consecutive order. And let me move on to voting on resolution number 1 concerning the adoption of the agenda. This is an open ballot, and please cast your votes now. Thank you so much. 56,327,443 valid votes were cast. From 56,327,443 shares representing the share capital, and the resolution has been adopted. Thank you. Resolution number 3, closed ballot voting concerning appointment of Marcin Piotrowski to the supervisory board of the company from the 1st of January 2023. Please cast your votes now.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Thank
Nad
you.
uchwałą oddano 56
56,327,443 valid votes were
Za
cast.
uchwałą oddano
In
46
favor, 46,994,417
Przeciwko
votes.
uchwale oddano
Against
6,560,026
6,560,026
Wstrzymały
votes.
się
Abstentions
2,773,000
2,773,000
Uchwała
votes.
została
The
podjęta.
resolution
Bardzo
has been
dziękuję
adopted.
i gratuluję
Thank you very much, and
serdecznie
congratulations
Marcinowi
to
powołania do
Marcin
składu
on
Rady
the
Nadzorczej
appointment
spółki.
as a member of the supervisory board.
Przechodzimy do kolejnej
Moving on
uchwały,
to the
to
next
jest uchwała
resolution,
numer
that's
4 w
resolution
sprawie
number
zmiany
4
wynagrodzenia
concerning
członków
changes
zarządu
in
Rady
remuneration
Nadzorczej
of
spółki.
members of the supervisory board of
Przypomnę,
the
że zgodnie z
company.
projektem
According to the draft of the resolution,
Zgromadzenie
the
spółki
general
postanawia
meeting
utrzymać
decides to
wynagrodzenia
maintain
członków Rady
current
Nadzorczej spółki na
remuneration
kwocie 7,5
of
tysiąca
7.5 thousand
złotych,
zloty,
kwota
as participation in the
2,5
audit
tysiąca
committee
złotych.
2.5 thousand zloty. On top of that, general meeting approves the following remuneration of the chairperson of the supervisory board at 40,000 zloty and deputy chairperson 15,000. And please cast your votes now. And the voting, and this is an open ballot.
Dziękuję bardzo. Oddano
Thank you very
ogółem
much. 56,327,443 valid votes were cast. In favor, 38,322,111 votes.
Przeciwko uchwale oddano
Votes against
12,566,351
votes. Abstentions 5,438,981 votes.
Uchwała została
The
podjęta.
resolution
Bardzo
has been
dziękuję.
adopted. Thank you very much.
Przechodzimy do głosowania
Moving on to
uchwały
voting on
numer 5 w
resolution
sprawie
number
zaniechania
4 concerning
realizacji programu
cancellation
motywacyjnego
of
na lata
the
obrotowe
2020-2025 incentive program, repealing the relevant general meeting resolutions and amending the company articles of associations. And we will be voting on it in the wording as published in the current report number 56/2022 of December. Please cast your votes now.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Thank you.
Ogółem oddano 56 milionów 327 443 ważne
56,327,443 valid
głosy.
votes were cast.
Za uchwałą oddano
In favor,
48 milionów 836 842 głosy.
48,836,042 votes.
Brak głosów przeciwnych.
No
Wstrzymało się 7
votes
milionów
against,
491
abstentions
401 głosów.
7,491,000. The resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much. And now we are moving on to the next resolution. That's resolution number 6.
W sprawie
Concerning
programu
institution of an
motywacyjnego na lata
incentive
obrotowe
program for the financial years
2023-2027.
2023-2027.
Bardzo proszę o
Please
oddawanie
cast
głosu.
your votes now.
Dziękuję bardzo. Ogółem oddano 56 milionów 327 443 ważne głosy. Za uchwałą oddano 37 milionów 199 027 głosów. Przeciwko 18 milionów 271 704 głosy. Wstrzymało się 856 712 głosów. Uchwała została podjęta. I kolejna uchwała numer 7 dotyczy emisji w celu realizacji programu motywacyjnego warantów subskrypcyjnych z pozbawieniem prawa poboru oraz warunkowego podwyższenia kapitału zakładowego w drodze emisji akcji serii N z pozbawieniem dotychczasowych akcjonariuszy prawa poboru. I w tym zakresie wymagana będzie kwalifikowana większość 4/5 głosów. Bardzo proszę o głosowanie. Dziękuję bardzo. Ogółem oddano
Thanks so
56
much. A
milionów
total of
327 443 ważne
443
głosy.
valid votes were cast.
Za uchwałą oddano 37 milionów 230 176 głosów.
276 votes in favor.
Przeciwko uchwale oddano 18 milionów 240 555 głosów.
18,240,555 against.
Wstrzymało się 856 712 głosów.
712
Uchwała nie
abstentions.
została podjęta z
The
uwagi na
resolution
brak
has not been
kwalifikowanej
adopted
wymaganej
because no
większości.
eligible majority has been
Przechodzimy
achieved.
zatem do uchwały
Now we're
nr
moving
8
on to
w
resolution
sprawie
number 8
połączenia CD
concerning
Projekt
the
ze spółką
merger between
zależną
CD
CD
Projekt
Projekt Red
SA
Store
and its
i tutaj
subsidiary
poproszę
CD
Piotra
Projekt Red
Nielubowicza
Store.
o kilka słów
And now
komentarzy.
let's have a few words of comment from Piotr Nielubowicz. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our intention on that merger has been first communicated to our shareholders in our current report on the 17th of November, that is at the date of signing the merger plan. The full content of the merger plan has been appended to the report and published in our website. We also provided a business justification for the merger decision. For the most valid parts of the plan, the merger is to occur through a takeover by CD Projekt SA of CD Projekt Red Store by moving the CD Projekt Red Store assets to the benefit of CD Projekt SA. CD Projekt SA owns all shares in CD Projekt Red Store, hence the merger will be carried out without increasing the equity of CD Projekt SA and without the exchange of shares in CD Projekt Red Store into shares of CD Projekt SA. As the annex to the merger plan states, the net assets according to the bookkeeping account valuation method at the end of November 2022 was valuated at 1,840,000 zlotys, and as the operating model for the store is changing, the company is now minimizing its stocks and finalizing its operations. The stocks value was reduced by 97,000 zlotys at the end of November, and the total liabilities and cash increased by 120,000 zlotys in the same period. 143,000 increased the commercial liabilities value. The operating model change will result in reduction of the operating result of CD Projekt Store by 275,000 zlotys as compared to the end of October last year. And as for CD Projekt SA, as a publicly listed company, CD Projekt SA publishes its financial reports regularly. The last one was published on the 28th of November.
Jeżeli nie ma dalszych pytań,
If there are no
to
further
przejdziemy do
questions, let's
głosowania
now
uchwały
cast
numer 8
our
w sprawie
votes for resolution
połączenia.
number
Tutaj
8
też,
on the
przypomnę, że
merger.
wymagana jest kwalifikowana
We also need
większość,
an
to
eligible
jest
majority
większość,
of 2/3 in this
w
case
związku z
to
faktem, że,
pass this resolution,
spółka jest spółką publiczną.
as we are talking
Bardzo
about a
proszę o
publicly
oddawanie
listed
głosu.
company. Please cast your votes now.
Bardzo dziękuję. Nad uchwałą
Thanks so
oddano
much.
56
56
327 443 ważne
327
głosy.
votes were
Za
cast.
uchwałą oddano 56 327 301 głosów. Przeciwko uchwale oddano 142 głosy, brak głosów wstrzymujących.
No
Uchwała została
abstentions.
podjęta.
The resolution has
Serdecznie
been
dziękuję
adopted.
i
Thank you so
przechodzimy
much.
do
And now
ostatniej
we're moving
uchwały
on
objętej
to
porządkiem
the
obrad
last resolution
dzisiejszego
covered by
zgromadzenia.
the
To jest
today's
uchwała numer
agenda,
9
namely
w
resolution
sprawie
number
poniesienia
9
kosztów
concerning
zwołania i
allocation of
odbycia
expenses
dzisiejszego
related
zgromadzenia.
to convocation and
Zgodnie z
organization
propozycją
of
zarządu
this
koszty te
today's
poniesie
general
spółka.
meeting
Bardzo proszę o
that shall be
oddawanie
borne
głosu.
by the company. Please cast your votes now.
Dziękuję bardzo. Ogółem oddano
Thanks so
56
much. A
milionów
total of
327
56,327,443
443 ważne głosy.
valid votes
Za uchwałą
were
oddano
cast.
51 milionów 596 294 głosy.
51,596,294 in favor.
Przeciwko uchwale oddano 4 miliony 731 149 głosów.
4,731,149
Brak
against.
głosów
No
wstrzymujących.
abstentions.
Uchwała została
The
podjęta.
resolution
I
has been
przed
adopted.
zamknięciem obrad
Before
dzisiejszego
we
zgromadzenia
finish
oddam jeszcze
today's
głos
session, let
prezesowi
me now
zarządu
give the
Adamowi
floor to the
Kicińskiemu.
president of the management board, Adam Kiciński. Thanks so much. Let me just say a few more words on the incentive program. Failing to pass that increase means we have no program in place. The old one remains in force, but it's not valid anymore. Programs of this type are an essential factor contributing to retention of talent, which is of utmost importance in our industry. We compete with global companies, in particular US-based companies that have these programs in place. Our program is quite non-standard for the Polish market as it's based on US programs, and I'm convinced that a program like this would be to the best benefit of our shareholders. We will continue working to offer a format of a program that will gain your acceptance. It's extremely important, and we will be getting back to you with our ideas. Please give us feedback and forward us information on what you would consider as valid amendments to this program so that it could be accepted, as it's extremely important for the company to have such a program implemented. It's a component to retain talent, but also to serve as an attractor to new hires so that we can convince them to transfer to us. Thank you so much.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Thank
Zamykam
you.
obrady
And
dzisiejszego
this
zgromadzenia.
closes
Bardzo
the
serdecznie
session of
Państwu
today's
dziękuję
General
za
Shareholders
obecność.
Meeting. Thank you so much for your attendance.